Hands to the heart center. Relax your shoulders. Keep your spine and neck erect. Keep your chin parallel to the ground. Close your eyes. And connect with your breath. See if you can breathe with Ujjayi, friction breathing. Take a deep breath with Ujjayi. So press your epiglottis ever so slightly so it will create friction in the throat. Relax your thighs. Relax your shoulders. Feel the hands against each other. Feel that sensations in the palms. So what this does is completes the circuit. So all your fingers are connected at their fingertips. So the smaller chakras over there, there's a chakra in the palm. They're constantly giving out energy, the healing energy. And when you sit in this position, it completes the circuit. So energy starts flowing throughout your body. This is a wonderful little mudra that the rishis have invented. And in the West, we shake hands with people, not in the COVID times, but normally when you shake hands, the chakra of your palm and the other person communicates at a much, much deeper level. And sometimes you find somebody's handshake is amazing. It leaves an impression on you. And that's because they're active chakras in the palm. And their energy kind of flows into yours and yours flows into them. And it feels good. But in the East, we don't do that. Let's say Omkara 3 times. We're going to chant the Omkara in a different way today. So with the emphasis on U or O. So you're going to round off your mouth with O like this. And then use all your tummy muscles to blow air from there, right from the base of your navel. So let's take a deep breath. Oh. Oh. Sahanavavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Rub your palms and look deep inside the Chidakash. See if you can see. Let's not look for anything, but if you see something, take note of that. And always know that the seer is separate from the seen. So anytime you see something, you have an experience about something, the experiencer is always not the experienced. So let's not lose sight of that. So I would like to see if we can, how we had the launching yesterday of the dragon, and it was really amazing to watch the whole thing. And I was completely mesmerized the way it came back and landed. And I think let's see if our practice today can launch ourselves in the different realm and see if we can land ourselves back into our living rooms, bedrooms, wherever you are, and see if the practice transposes you, transfixes you, and takes us into this completely realm of the unknown. And there is a famous book by Krishnamurti, Freedom from the Known. And I think that's what Neil Armstrong said when he landed on the moon, that all that we know is out there on the earth. To something to that effect. I can't remember exactly. But all that we know is just a minuscule of what is out there in the space, right? So all the books that we've written, we think that they've been written by uh, gods or goddesses, but they're ultimately written by the humans. Um, there is really no language to the universe. I can probably say geometry is probably the language, because we see geometry everywhere in nature. The fractal spirals that we see in the flower, the same fractal exists in the Milky Way galaxy. And they say that what is in the Pindi is in the Brahmandi. And let's see if we can experience some of that, okay? And again, the experiencer is always going to be separate, like oil and water. We take a bottle and mix oil and water in it and you shake it up. For a while, it feels like they're all mixed up nicely, but if you let it settle down, the oil will separate from the water on its own accord, really nothing to be done. And so the experiencer inside is always separate from the experienced. So if I drew a circle, the moment I show you a circle, right? The moment you see the circle, you start seeing the center inside. Till then, it is just blank paper. There is no center. But the moment I draw the circle, you see the center. And that center, whether I draw a smaller circle, bigger circle, or infinity, infinitely big circle, that center never moves from its location. So the kind of thing that I'm trying to say here through my yoga and trying to express is there's Sakshi inside. If you look at a kumbha, a pot, that pot has space inside and that space is outside. Both the spaces are connected. But if I take the pot and move it, the space doesn't move. If I make the pot bigger, the space doesn't change. So it's the space inside the space. The pot is the space inside the pot, but there is pot inside the space at the same time. So it sounds very paradoxical, but it is the truth. You can see it. So the consciousness inside us, the Sakshi inside us, is the same Sakshi everywhere that is out there. And that witnessing element never changes. It is alak and niranjan, like they call it. Alak, that means you cannot write about it, you cannot talk about it. And it is niranjan, that means it is spotless, like the sky. The sky is always spotless. You see the sky, you see the clouds coming in, you see the birds flying, you see this contrails left by the airplanes, and a few hours later, everything just clears up and it remains always spotless. So that's Niranjan. You cannot put an Anjan on it. That's Niranjan. That's the presence we have inside. So when you're practicing, imagine that you are the pot, the kumbha. We call it the Keval Kumbhaka Sthiti. And that Kevala Kumbhaka is what we are, because we are like the earthen pots made from the Pancha Mahabhut, made from the dirt, made from the clay, and we can shape it however I want. So now, if I take this and if I make it an oval circle, it's still the same. And if I make it into a human form, that circle is still the same. It doesn't really matter what shape you take, it will always have a center to it. And that center, you can call it the center of the universe. That is where everything has sprang from. And it's inside us. It's amazing to know this. It's really blows my mind that the Sakshi inside me, Sakshi inside all of you, Sakshi inside everybody that you see, even the stone out there on the road or a bird flying, that witnessing element, that presence is the same. And that's where we are one. At that level, at that center, we are one. So in the periphery, all of these things are happening, you know, the mind and body are on the periphery somewhere. And the periphery is always dynamic, like a cyclone. The cyclone has a still center. So with that background, let's practice today. And I think I'm in the mood of doing some rigorous exercise. Okay, are we all ready? Let's get started. So let's get up and warm up, and we can really see if we can create that cyclone inside or outside us while maintaining this still center. Clasp your hands, heels are together, toes are apart, clasp them, and then go up. Inhale as you go up, and rise on your toes, and see if you can elongate that circle while keeping that stillness inside. Stretch yourself up in the sky and relax. Stretch yourself up in the sky, rise on your toes, and relax. Spread your feet about hip width apart. See if you can sway like a palm tree in the wind. So let's see. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Exhale, 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 exhale. Waking up the body. Very nice. Very cool. All right. Then let's see if we can bend forward and bend back. Exhale. Okay. Let's come to our standard jogging, yogic jogging. So start jogging in the spot. Let's see if we can lift your heels and see if they can touch your seats. Get your heart rate going. So imagine that this circle we talked about is spinning at a very high speed, but the center doesn't move. Center stays. Now put your hands out here and see if you can kick with your knees. Okay, very good. Let's skip and stop. Hands by the side, the winds are gone. The external winds have calmed down. But inside now, in the body, we've created a storm. We've stimulated the body. The heart rate is up. The breath rate is up. And let it come back to homeostasis. Blow to the center of your lips. Deep breath. And let's see if we can relax in that center. And from that center, you're observing the periphery. And everything is happening on the periphery. The body is waking up. The mind is racing. And there you will see that the body is swaying a little bit. Keep your toes connected, heels connected, and have the most minimal footprint possible. And you will see that the body is trying to stay in equilibrium. And the weight is going to shift from the front toe and rock back and forth a little bit if you can. Feel the front toes, feel the heel, and then gently find a middle ground where you'll see that the body shifts from one to the other. Those sensations at the base, the soles of your feet. And bring your attention from the center to the tips of your fingers. You can almost feel the heartbeats there. And feel the blood gushing all over, that's creating sensations all over in the palms. The palm chakras are active. And gently open your eyes. Okay, very good. Let's come to doing some more exercises. I'm going to build on what we did today and yesterday. Sociology started with this. Can you see me? Yes. Okay. So let's see if we can move back. Get your hands below your shoulders. Hands are shoulder width apart. Your feet are hip width apart. Your knees are directly below your pelvis bone. And we're going to practice some Marjarasana right here. So put your toes facing outward. Excuse me. And breathe in. Sorry, exhale. Inhale. Look up. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. Very good. Now, see if you can completely let the back relax at this point, forming a reverse curvature, a catenary arch. It's like a necklace. When you hold the necklace, it forms this beautiful catenary arch. Imagine that in your head and see if the back can imitate that. And then pull yourself and push. Push with your hands and do a chin lock right here. And see if you can reverse that catenary. Reverse it. See if you can put your fist down. Rise up and see if you can round that back. Beautiful. Hand. And go back to palms on the mat. And look up. Very good. And move your hands just a titch apart, like just about a palm width apart. And see if you can raise your left foot up. And see if you can put your chest down between your hands while the foot is above. And come up. And let's do it the right. Very good. And I'm going to take my right hand and put it under. So if I can face you, put my right hand and put it under and put my shoulder down and get a nice twist. And come up, put the left hand and get a nice twist. Very good. Now, come back. And then, normally what we do is we take the left hand out and right hand back. But today we are going to do a little bit differently. So you're going to take your left hand out and you're going to take your left foot out at the same time. It's a balancing pose. So you're just balancing on your right hand and right knee and right toe. And exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Very good. Now see if you can hold it and pull. This is another balancing pose. I call it the Ardha Shvana, Ardha Natrada if you want to call it, Ardha Dhanu. And pull, 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 pull. Kick out, kick, 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 and put it back. Okay, let's do on the right side. Right hand is out and right foot is out. And exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Hold the right foot and look up. Ardha Shvana, Ardha Dhanu. And keep that circle in your mind because that circle is changing shapes. It is becoming more and more amorphous. Okay, so here we are. And then let's go into the plank position. And see if you can come to plank on your forearms. And see from the forearm, if you put it down, and if you can hold your left foot and stretch. Don't lose your balance. It's very easy to lose the balance here. Okay, there you go. Pull yourself up, up, up. And keep that circle in the mind. Let's come back here. Very good. Okay, very nice. All right, so I think we have warmed up enough. Let's come to our Surynamaskar. Stand at the front edge of the mat, about 8 inches away from the front edge. And we'll say the mantra. Hiranmayena patrena satyasya pihitam mukham tatvam bhushan apavrunam satyadharmaya drishtaye. Om Ram Mitraya Namaha. Ekam Dve keep going back to the center of that circle. Keep going back. And put your hands down. Let the gravity do its job. It's always acting on us. Gravity is kind of responsible for the entire universe in that way. All those geometries, everything, it's coming out of this gravity. So gravity is an eternal force that is acting on every particle. All right, so put your attention into Swadhisthana chakra right here. If you close your eyes, you should see the color orange. And take your left foot back. Come to Ashwasan Chalan and look straight ahead. Look from your Agnya chakra. Put both of your eyes open and focused into the middle of the eyebrows. This time you're not looking out there, you're looking inward. And so focus your eyes between the eyebrows. And put your right foot out. Come to a beautiful plank position. And see if you can put your knees down and relax. Exhale completely here. And come to Surynamaskar. And come to shavasan. And come to baddhakonasana. Just push with your hands You can hold your mat with your fists, the edge of the mat, and see if you can pull that mat away from you. Pull it. Pull as hard as you can. Let's see if you can go deeper. And rise on your toes and pull the mat away at the same time. Rise on your toes, pull the mat, pull it hard, and then bring back your heels. Very good. Okay. And put your knees down. Come to ninth position. Shashankasana. Shashank. I mean, imagine that little. There are two things. One is the moon. The other one is this little rabbit. You look up the moon. You see that rabbit out there on the moon. So I don't know which one came first. They're both called Shashank. And that innocent looking rabbit, just basically relaxing. Okay, now let's put the left foot. And see if you can push your hips in and look up. And look from the center of the eyebrows. Both your eyeballs facing at the center of the Ajna Chakra, the command center, the third eye, the pineal gland. It's an amazing place, Shambhavi Mudra, as they call it. Shambhavi is a very, very powerful mudra. And if you couple that with Khechari, it becomes even more powerful. Okay, join your palms, come up, and bend backward. And very nice. Okay. Now, let's do the right side and then we can do more postures. So I'm going to speed this up a little bit. Om Hrim Rave Namaha. Ekam. Dve. Right foot back. Training. Push your hips in. Make sure your shin is perpendicular to the mat in both directions. Chatwari. Pancha. Shaka. Exhale. Attention here is on your Manipur chakra. If you close your eyes, you should see yellow color. If you don't see anything, it's okay. I'm not trying to condition the mind. But the texts say that that is the color of that chakra. Okay? And come to Parvatasana, Sumeruasana, Bhudarasana, Adho-Mukha-Svanasana. These are all labels. And someday we'll do a label-less yoga. Okay. And then ninth position. And see if you can put your right foot up and look straight ahead without any intent. Just look. Ananta Samapatibhyam. Prayatna Shaitilya. So the mind and body keeps spinning around the circle. Prayatna is the spinning of that circle. There is no more prayatna at the center. That center is still. It just observes, but it is full of intelligence at the same time. All right. So all the prayatna, all that karta bhav is on the periphery. All that ego. Ego is nothing but the sense of existence. And we'll talk about that towards the end. Okay, so now we're going to do some variations in the Surynamaskar. So get ready, this could get a little bit complicated and exerting. If you have any kind of injuries, heart pressures, blood pressures, cardiovascular conditions, please do not attempt to do what we are about to do. So just watch, and watching helps sometimes. Your brain doesn't understand the difference between actually doing stuff and watching. As long as you can imagine it, the brain gets same amounts of benefits. And I'm not saying that, the neurologists say this. Okay, so here we go. Om Rum Suryaya Namaha. One, come to the center and hold it there. And see if you can fold yourself from the knees. Go down, go down. Keep the hands up, keep your biceps connected with your earlobes, and see how far you can go into this Upadhye position. Very cool. Put your elbows and get a twist. Get a twist on the other side. And see if you can put your hands out. See if you can touch your chest to your knees. And come up. And then bend forward. Baddhakonasana. 90 degrees between your body and the legs. And then grab your toes. And then try to look ahead. See if you can keep your back straight. And we are creating another outward cyclone in that circle. We are ramping up the reverberations of that. We're revving the car engine. Put your palm under your toes. Bend your knees. Put your palm under the toes. And then stretch again. And tuck your head between your hands. Very good. Okay, so now we're going to go into Ashwasan Chalan from here. So you come back to Ashwasan Chalan. Get a nice stretch and look straight ahead. And put your right hand on this side of your foot. So take the right hand from here, put it inside, this way. Okay, and see if you can get into this crooked monkey position. Touch your forehead down and come up. And see if you can lift that back knee by a couple of inches. And come to Hanumanasana. And see if you can lift your knee back there. And make sure this is 90 degrees. Your hands are tied. You can clasp your fingers, put your index finger up. And then see if you can convert this into a beautiful Bhadrasana, Virabhadrasana. So from Virabhadrasana 1, we went to Virabhadrasana 2. And see if you can come to Trikonasana from here. And stack your fingers, stack your hands. And then come up. And then join your palms like this. Like this. Cross your your thumbs on top of each other. Move the front foot, back foot a little bit ahead. And twist like this. This foot is straight out. That foot is at 45 degrees. And come up. And see if you can bend from the hips, just like we did it earlier. Just bend, 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 bend. Keep going. And see if you can touch your toes. See if you want to touch your forehead to the knees. This is the Sarvanga Purnasana. And come up. And let's go on the other side. And do the same thing. Very good. And see if you can convert that into Virabhadrasana. So try to see if this is not becoming 90 degrees, that back leg has to move backward. So keep moving and keep sinking at the same time. Now push your body, pull this right hand out, and so that the body is straight. And then look over your middle finger. Very nice. And then see if you can convert that into Virabhadrasana 1. And then see if you can go out there and do your complementary asana on the other side. And that's a lot of storm that we're creating here. And don't lose the sight of that center. Okay, so now bring your feet a little bit closer and see if you can join your palms and sink down. And see if you can get into Chin Mudra right here and straighten your back, goddess pose. Very good. And then see if you can push your knees out with your palms. We did this Malasana yesterday. They also call it Malasana. And see if you can push that. And if you want to sit down completely, push it and exhale. And push it out and exhale. And push it out. This is a hip opener, by the way. And see if you can raise your hands up and exhale and put it at the back. And exhale and put it to the front. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Very good. Push it again. Stand up. Come to your front pose again. And we come to our Ashwasanchalam. And take your right foot back. Take the right foot back. Stand in this beautifully engaged position. Dandasana, Dvipada Prasaranasana. And then put your right hand below your face and turn and stack your hands and come to Vasishthasana. And see if you can flip it. And come back. Let's do the other side. And stack it. Vasishthasana. And see if you want to flip it. And push your hips up. Very nice. Come back to Dandasana. And see if you can get a nice Shankasana relaxation right here. Breathe in and breathe out with Ujjayi. And breathe in and come up and come to Dvipada Prasaranasana again. And see if you can lower yourself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Put your chin down, chest down, and the knees. Wonderful. This is another engaged but relaxed position. And your attention is at Manipur Chakra again. And see if you can completely lie down on a prone position And see if you can lift your hands up first, about an inch above the mat, and see if you can peel yourself using your back muscles. Now put your hands down and come to a complete cobra. But regardless of how much you bend backward, there should always be a little bit of bend in your elbows. You're not doing this, just doing that and then looking up. Very good. And relax. And see if you can stretch your hands out there in front of you. And see if you can put your hands up and legs up at the same time. Hold it, and put it down. And relax in Makarasana. So both the palms are on my shoulders and my chin is resting on my forearm. And this is ideal for breathing. It opens up your upper lobes of your lungs. And you can relax. And my toes are pointing outward. And both the legs are completely in contact with the ground. It's a beautiful relaxation position. Okay, very good. And then put your hand to the side. You're going into Shalabhasan, the locust pose. Put your feet together. This is the Samasthiti. This is the ready position. Chin on the ground. And gently lift your left foot up. Let the chin be on the ground. Lift, 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 lift. And exhale and come down. Do the same thing with the right leg. And lift, lift, and put it down. Very good. Now you're going to put your hands at your groin. And the chin still stays on the ground and lift with both the legs. Chin is on the ground and lift and put it down. Very good. And see if you can grab your ankles, grab the ankles, get into Dhanurasana. So peel yourself up and then kick with your feet. Kick, 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 and look up. And put it down. Very good. And relax. So these backward bending asanas invariably will raise your blood pressure. So if you have any blood pressure issues, hypertension, cardiac problems, disorders, please, please do not do these asanas. And relax. Take a nice break. Very good. So again, whenever you relax, remind yourself of that center and just chill, just observe from within. And that center is not the experiencer. Na bhojanam, na bhojyam, na bhokta. That's what Shankaracharya has said in the Nirvana Shatakam. And that became the very favorite line for me because it directly applies to this yoga that we're doing. I'm not the object of experience out there. I'm not the experience itself. Neither I am the experiencer. Because all of these three things are on the periphery of the circle. So who am I? Then I'm the drashta. I'm the Sakshi. That is in that center. It never moves. It's like that Natya Deep that we've always talked about. Okay, so Naham Bhojanam, Na Bhojam, Na Bhokta. Beautiful. Chidananda Rupam. It's very, very fantastic bhajan, or if you want to listen to that. It's so deep in its meanings. Okay, let's come back to see if you can get into this chaturanga position. Okay, so put your hands by the side, curl your toes in, and lift your entire body just an inch from the mat, and then put it down. And then an inch from the mat and put it down. And then 2 inches from the mat and put it down. And 3 inches from the mat and put it down. And 5 inches from the mat and put it down. And finally, get back to our it's the Dandasana, the Upadhye. Okay, very good. So we were here, and then we're going to go into Shashankasana again. Relax. So come back. Whenever I say relax, come back to that center. Remember, the center is never going to be on the periphery. If the center starts doing that, then the circle is not there. Circle and the center can never be one. And think about this, that if I take away the circle, does the center remain? Or it gets lost in this universe, just like a blank paper. Very good. And then I'm going to put my right foot up. No, sorry, left foot up, sorry. This is the third. And then we come to Hanumanasana right here, Ardha Chandrasana, and then bend backward. And see if you can get a twist. And see if you can put your left hand inside and move the foot out to the edge of the mat. And see if you can go down and touch your forehead. The crooked monkey. Very good. So put your hand back out and come back up. Come into warrior one and look up. And see if you can do warrior two. And see if you can do the triangle position. And to the other side. Very good. And then come back to Surynamaskar. And then do the other side. Surynamaskar. Exhale as you bend down. And then come up. And then we're going to do another asana. It's a very difficult one. I can't do it fully, but I'll tell you what the end goal is. And it's called Virya Stambhanasana, which is a very unique asana, but in the different schools, they might be calling it differently. So you clasp your hands at the back and stand. How far do you want to spread your hands? So if I put my hands out, my foot is below my hand. So if I drop a stone, that foot is directly below. Same thing here. We call it the Michelangelo pose. Okay. So once you're here, clasp your hands at the back and see if you can. And then the other most important thing is your feet are pointing towards the screen. Okay. So the toes are pointing upward. They're not pointing 45 degrees or 30 degrees or anything. They're perpendicular to the side edge of the mat. Okay. And then you bend, 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 bend. And see if you can touch your forehead to the ground. This strengthens your thighs. It's a balancing pose. Some people also call this Kapala Angushtasana. That means your forehead is touching to the Angushta. And then you come up and then see if you can do it on the right side. Same thing. In the Nikam Yoga system, this is called Virya Stambhanasana. And I've noticed the first time I did this asana, I noticed that throughout the day, my left brain chattering kind of was suspended. It has a very, very powerful effect. It directly communicates, or rather the focus is on your Agnya Chakra when you're down there. And putting this Agnya Chakra to the Angushtasana also completes the circle. Okay, the circle of the energy. And you may have noticed that when you do the pranam sometimes, and you go down and you actually put your forehead on the guru's feet. Why do you think we do that? That's because there is a lot of energy in that toe that directly gets transferred into your Agnya Chakra. And sometimes people get transformed. That's another way of transferring energy. And the rishis were so smart, they figured out all this long time back in our culture. Okay, so the other thing what we do is when we see parents or our gurus, we bow down like this and touch their feet sometimes. And the idea here is that you have the psoas muscle. Okay, that psoas muscle begins, the longest muscle of your body, begins somewhere in the pelvis and goes all the way to the thighs. And that muscle is actually the storehouse of your pent-up emotions. And those pent-up emotions need to be released. And what happens when you stretch this psoas muscle? So the Surynamaskar does an amazing job in, Ashvasan Chalanasana or your Padahastasana or, those asanas actually stretch the psoas. And that muscle needs to be stretched to kind of release those pent-up emotions in that muscles. And read about it. I'm not expert on that, but there is so much written already on that. So when we do the namaskar, right, the psoas muscle is stretched inside. And then whoever is the senior person, your parents or your guru or whoever, they keep the hand on your Sahasrara chakra. That's the way we do namaskar to people. So when the person puts this hand on the Sahasrara, there's another transference of energy from your palm into the Sahasrara. So that's a very unique way of our rishis have come up with, and it becomes a daily practice. Every day you do this, and you keep receiving. You always stay humble. You always keep yourself in the receiving mode. Okay, so having said that, it's 8 o'clock. So I promised you a few more asanas with the chair. So I'm going to be able to demonstrate some of that. So today we are going to do baddhakonasana. Okay, so people who don't have the chair, they can stack up 2 blocks like this. Okay, I'm going to show you quickly. So put 2 blocks like that and sit on it. Because not many people are able to bring their feet all the way down here. Okay, so when you sit on the ground, the feet will stay about 8 or 9 inches apart. Okay, so then if you have the belt, you take the belt and put it on your body like this. So you go inside the belt. Okay, now watch carefully what I'm doing. So you bring that and then put it under your feet like this and pull the buckle out. And now I'm going to stretch. I'm going to pull this belt. Pull, 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 and pull. Okay, pull tight as much as you can. Keep pulling until you really feel that you can still pull. Keep pulling the belt. Very good. And then put your both hands on the side. And you can even lay a couple of blankets on here if you like to push this down. And then you can hold your belt and do an outward movement. So see what happens is our hands typically are tending to move inward. They tend to do this way, and that collapses your chest. And then it collapses your lungs, and then you're not breathing enough. Okay? So what you want to do is grab the thing and pull it up and then sit erect, straight up. This becomes the baddhakonasana. And this is the props are really good because they really, really align your back really straight. Your back is always straight. Because if you sit down, your back tends to round off if you're not too flexible. And if you're somewhere like me, I think I would recommend you to do this. And people who are extremely flexible, they don't need to do any of this. They can just sit erect and even do the titli asana right here, okay? But this is comfortable. Why it is comfortable? Because you're not exerting the body and the muscles are relaxed. And when the muscles relax, they tend to cooperate. And when they cooperate, they stretch. So this becomes the baddhakonasana. Very good. Now, I can take this off. Now I'll show you, if you don't have the blocks, but if you have a chair, how you do it. Okay, that can be a little bit more difficult. I don't know if you can see my chair. I'm going to turn this a little bit this way. So I'm going to sit on the chair. So those people who are absolutely can't even do it on the block. So in the chair, bring your feet like this. Okay, put your hands on the back and then come to the edge of the chair and then see if you can sit down. But you support with your back, hands on the chair. All right, so now I'm really, really exerting pressure on my inner thighs. And if you do this, if you've never done this, you'll feel this tomorrow a little bit, and just stay here. This is a wonderful exercise. Okay, it's really, and the chair is making me keep my back straight. So let me show you sideways. All right, so I'm here. I open up my hips, and then I go down like this, going down, 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 but my hands are on the chair. So I'm not completely putting the pressure. And again, the whole idea is to keep the back straight. So the chair is keeping my back absolutely straight, and you look straight ahead. And then see, by the gravity, you're going to sink slowly, 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 slowly inward. And you use the gravity and not your karta bhav. That karta is the most dangerous thing there is. I'm sorry to say this, but it is true. That doership that we take in our own hands and we feel that we do everything, that's just an illusion. And the sooner we know this, the better. Because once you know the truth, it cannot be undone. There is no delete button in the brain. Once you know it, once you taste it, it will keep on going deeper and deeper inside us. And it will keep on reminding you all the time throughout the day that you're not the doer. But the mind and body is doing it. The center never does anything. That center we discussed, it just is the drashta. So if you are interested, you can look into this book, Driga Drishya Viveka by Adi Shankaracharya. And that book really is amazing. It talks about Driga, Drishya, and Viveka. The same thing we talked about. Driga is the object out there, Drishya is the vision inside. Driga, Drishya, Viveka. So once you know that you are the Drashta, you are the Sakshi, you're not the doer, it's an amazing feeling inside. All the responsibilities, all that stress just drops away from your shoulders. And then the Prakriti takes your body as an instrument, just like the flute that is being played right now. And the universe, the nature, the existence, God, whatever you want to call it, it is nameless, it is alak, and it is niranjan. The moment you say anything about it, it becomes untrue. That's what Lao Tse said. The moment you say anything, it is not true. So then what remains is just the mauna. And that's why Mahavira stressed so much on the mauna. Because maun is a very, very powerful tool. Okay, so see how far I've sank in this thing, right? So then you pick up and relax yourself. This is how you practice. And you can do it against the bed as well. If you have the bed, you can practice that way. If you don't have the chair, there are so many ways of being creative and utilizing whatever you have at home. And then now we're going to relax a little bit. So we're going to go into bhishmasana. So here's how we do it. You take the block and put this block up against this one in a 90 degree like this. Okay? Now, I'm going to push it a little bit farther because I'm a little taller. I hope you can still see me. And then I'm going to sit right here with my hands by the side and the feet. And then I'm going to see if I can relax against it. So make sure that the block is exactly on the center of your, and hold it so it doesn't slide. And then keep adjusting yourself, move forward. And then the block is on my spine. And then I rest my head. And see what this does. It gives me reverse curvature in the back. It opens up the chest. Hands are at the side. And it's a phenomenal relaxing position. So at the end of the day, when you work on that computer, you come home and you just lie down like this for about 10 minutes. It is absolutely amazing. Your whole body, your whole spine will relax. And then relax your legs, close your eyes. Bhishmasana. And bring your attention to your navel. And watch your belly button going up and down. And observe your toes. And no need to do anything. Just start from the toes at the bottom and relax them just by signaling them internally with your mind. It's a mind over matter. So just relax your toes, relax your soles of the feet, relax your ankles that we just stressed with the baddhakonasana. Relax your calf muscles, that's your second heart out there, pumping all that lymphatic fluid. Without the calf muscles, I tell you, we're dead. None of that immune system is going to work. None of those lymph nodes are going to work. And come to your knees, bless those knees. Without those knees, we can't stand. They are such a delicate joint. Just shower all that attention and love to the knees. And move up the thighs. And those thigh muscles, the longest bone. And without those quads, without those hamstrings, we won't even be able to walk. And fill yourself with gratitude and all that gratitude and relax internally. Just let it go. And when I say let go of all that worship inside. And just come back to that center and just relax there. And observe that mind and body outside. The oil and the water has separated. And the body and the mind are again one with the mat on which you are. And move up to your pelvis. That's where your guts are, the intestines. Without them, what are we going to do? Incredible intelligence. The body has this amazing intelligence built into it that is completely operated by the parasympathetic nervous system. Just imagine if we were to do everything, chew the food, operate the peristalsis, empty that bile so you can digest the food, and push it down into these intestines and digest it one by one. Amazing how this whole system is developed, how that intelligence works, so that we can do other things. And then move to your tummy that we abuse all the time. Eat whatever we like. Eat all that spicy, rajasi and tamasic food. All that hot stuff that we enjoy. The tongue is the most abusive thing to the tummy. The tongue is addicted. So we keep pushing down all that spicy food, and the tummy is saying, please don't do that. And it gives up and ulcers form. So let's just settle with the gratitude towards the tummy that takes on all this abuse. And the liver takes the most abuse. It's one of the most important organs of your body. All that abuse that we do, it filters everything out and gives out, purifies the blood, makes the necessary cholesterol, takes out the unnecessary cholesterol, processes it all well. And the stress is the biggest enemy of the liver. So through yoga, through pranayam, we manage that stress and say, and with gratitude, we help that liver to relax. And then we come to the lungs. And with this bhishma, we are taking deep breaths inside. All the 5 lobes are engaged. Take a deep breath. And relax. Gently let it go. And come to your head, to your shoulders, to your hands. Scan all those parts of the body and relax. Come to your forehead, command center. And tell your tongue to relax. And see if you can control the tongue, that lashing tongue. It just gets out of control, says things, demands that food, it craves for certain things, and we keep falling for it all the time. So from that center, if you keep observing, the tongue has no energy by itself. The body has no energy by itself. The mind has no energy by itself. That entire circle is drawing energy from that still center. That's the source of energy, source of light, the guiding light, tamasoma, jyotirgamaya. And so if you lie in that still center, all of these mind-body system will completely collapse, completely relax. And finally come to your sahasrara, the tip of your crown of your head. That's where the adhipati is, Marmabindu. And that's the tip of the Meru, tip of the Meruganda. This is where we enter the body and leave the body from that Brahmarandra, Sahasrara, lotus with 1,000 petals. And it is, if you close your eyes, bring your attention to the crown of the head, and its color is deep violet color. Okay, having said that, clench your fist, move your toes, completely relaxed. The circle is hardly moving. All that cyclone that we created. And so put your hand out and turn to your side and get up. Fantastic, guys. This was amazing. Great journey. We have 10 minutes, and let's see if we can do a little bit of pranayama. Okay, very good. So today, we're going to continue. I'm going to show you a new technique. In Zen Buddhism, they say that when you breathe out in pranayama, it should be so gentle that if you hold a mirror here, we all have mirrors at home, that mirror should not fog, okay? Or if you take a feather of a beautiful bird and you hold it, that feather should not vibrate. That's how gently you release your air in the pranayam with the ujjayi. That's the ultimate goal, okay? Not that we're going to be able to do it all the way today, but here is what I did while I was experimenting with myself. So what I did, you take your glasses, if you have, or you use your sunglasses, and you just turn them this way. And then you put it under your two nostrils like this, and see how gently you can blow. So if I blow, it fogs. It fogs. And in the COVID times, when you're wearing a mask, you may have realized that every time you breathe out, your glasses fog. So see how you can control your breath by just holding your glasses like this and just gently, or if you want, you can do it this way. You can get closer to your nostrils like this, and you blow, and they fog. But in the pranayama today, we are going to keep this as a model, and then later on throughout the day, you can keep on observing how gently you can blow out, or you can leak air. Okay, so let's sit in Padmasana, or you can sit in Ardha Padmasana. So put your feet on the top. So another thing I did to kind of help relieve my Padmasana yesterday is you can take your belt and put it like this on here, and then you can pull. And you will notice that the belt is going to support So there are so many uses of belt that is incredible. So see how my foot is now? My heel is touching my tummy. That's because the belt is supporting it. The tighter I go, the tighter that foot is going to go up. So if you're initially struggling with Padmasana, you can put the full Padmasana on and put this belt and just tighten it. But again, be very careful, okay? Padmasana is a very, very dangerous asana at the same time. It can cause injuries in your knees. So initially, just keep on alternating your Ardha Padmasana. So sometimes put your right foot on the top, sometimes put your left foot on the top, sometimes just put it on your shins and not all the way up on the top of your thighs. So that way you gently, slowly, you basically train both the knees, because you're taking the knee and asking it to do this, you know. So it's a very, very dangerous thing. You can injure your knee with the Padmasana, so don't take this lightly. And if you want to support like this with the belt, I welcome you to do this. And so I'm going to move back a little bit. All right, there you go. Now sit erect, sit in Chin Mudra. And we last time did Kapala Bhati Pranayam. So today we're going to do the Kapala Bhati Pranayam too. So what did we do last time? Let's review the number one. So we did 108 strokes, but I think some people cannot do that. So I think let's just bring it down to just 21 strokes. Okay, we don't need to go any crazy about it. So sit erect, sit in Chin Mudra, close your eyes. Okay, let's exhale fully. Breathe in half, and let's do 21 strokes. And you can observe me first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to exhale at 21, and then when I exhale with both the nostrils, I'm going to put a chin lock like this, and then I'm going to release my belly. Okay, and then I'm going to put my attention on my heart and count about 8 or 10, and then release the chin lock. Then exhale with both the nostrils with 8 counts. Okay? All right, let's do it. Exhale. Inhale with both nostrils. Put a chin lock. Release the belly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Release the chin lock and exhale with both the nostrils. Let's do it one more time. Exhale fully. Inhale with both nostrils. Take a deep breath. Chin lock. Release the belly. Make sure your Mula Bandha is there. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release the chin lock and exhale with both the nostrils very, very gently. So I'm just giving you instructions. I can't do it. I cannot hold the air out or in and talk at the same time. So follow my instructions rather than what I'm doing. I think that'll be better. So now we're going to do the pranayama of Kapalabhati. They also call it the Bhastrika Pranayam. There are many names. Type 2. So in the type 2, it is a little different. Now we're kind of getting into the realm of alternate nostril breathing. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. 21 strokes. So let's do the 21 strokes and I'll give you instructions. Close your eyes. Exhale fully. With your left hand, close your left nostril and breathe in with the right. Put the chin lock, release the belly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release the chin lock, close the right nostril, and release with your left. And release it so gently that you're not going to fog your glasses when you hold it here, or you're not going to fog the mirror. And use the Ujjayi breath, the snoring breath that we use by, this is where the Vishuddhi chakra is, in that little pocket right here along the spine. So this is where your thyroid is. This is where you do the chin lock like this. So all of that is happening right here in the throat. So press your epiglottis inside. Once you press that epiglottis, you create friction like this. Beautiful. So that same sound, you're going to make it inside, and you're going to very gently take your time with it. Just the success of pranayam is how gently you can breathe out. Okay, so let's do it again. 21 strokes. Exhale fully. Now this time, close your right. Take a deep breath from your left. Put the chin lock, release the belly, put the Mula Bandha, release the chin lock, close your left, and release with your right. So when you're doing this on your own, try not to go extremes, okay? Try not to go beyond 21 strokes. I mean, the maximum, I think I would take it to 108, but don't go beyond that. Don't hold your breath too much. But the exhalation, you can prolong it as long as you want, okay? So there is really no problem with that, because the more you take time with exhalation, the less, the more oxygen is going to get absorbed in the body, okay? So with that, I think we should close. It's already 8:30. Release your belt and relax. And then we're going to come to sitting mudra. Next time, I'm going to teach you something more with the chair. I'm going to teach you something more complicated with the chair. We'll do chair Shirsasana. So Shirshasana is one of the kings of asanas, okay? Just like Padmasana is considered the king of asanas. Shirsasana is also, it's an inversion, so it's a dangerous really thing on your neck, okay? So you have to do it very carefully. Those who cannot do it, if they have any spondylitis or anything, or vertigo or whatever, any injury in the neck, I would say don't do Shirshasanas, okay? But you can do it on the chair, and I'm going to teach you next time. So bring your friends out here. We'll do chair Shirshasana next time. All right, so let's go into our Pranam Mudra, Namaskara Mudra. Relax your shoulders. Come back to that center again. Put your attention at the heart center, the Anahat Chakra. So the Anahata is a very, very unique chakra. It's between the intuition and the instincts. Like we've always said in every class, Manipura is your basic instinct of food. Without that basic instinct, we cannot survive. Then you move down into the Swadhisthana chakra. That's where your desires are. The desire to conquer the world, all the vasanas, all that creativity, everything is springing from the Swadhisthana. And then at the base of the perineum, we have the Muladhara chakra, as the earth element. That is where all your sexuality is kind of stuck. All right, that's where it all springs from. So that is the most basic instinct to eat, to survive, and to procreate. That's where the animal kingdom is, right here. And then the Anahat comes and says, there is something called love. All that love, loving for no reason, loving unconditionally, not loving someone, but just being love yourself. And all that love is springing from that center of that circle that we talked about. It's all here, unconditional. And then we come to Vishuddhi Chakra in the higher planes of existence, where the intuition starts, your Vani improves, your voice becomes sweeter. You know, all of that when the Vishuddhi comes here. This is the command center of the intuition, right here. And this is the Sahasrara, the Adhipati, right here. Okay, so that's the journey of the intuition. So let's come to Pranayamasana again. We'll say the same Omkara that we said earlier with the emphasis on U. Yogena Chittasya Padena Vacham Malam Sharirasya Chavaidikena Yopakarutam Pravaram Muninam Patanjalim Pranjaliranatosmi Abahu Purushakaram Shankha Chakra Siddharinam Sahasrara Shirasam Shvetam Pranamami Patanjalim Hari your eyes closed. Take your glasses off if you're wearing. Rub your palms. And gently cup your hands. Put your eyes in the center of the palm this time. And look deep inside the Chidakash. Don't open your eyes. And make a gentle effort to open the eyelids within the palms. Gently open the eyes inside. Don't look outside yet. And move your fingers down and gently look through the fingers, the gaps between the fingers. Keep your eyes open and put your hands out on your sahasrara, the back of the neck, and put all that energy back inside. So wonderful. This was really a good session. Thanks for taking the time today. See if you can unmute if you want to say something. I welcome you to do that.